All right. Born in California.
No.
No?
Born in Kansas.
Born in Kansas. I was way off.
Went to California when I was 7.
Okay. Went to UCLA.
Yes.
Graduated from there.
Graduated from UCLA. I went to what used to be called junior college, and then I went to UCLA and graduated with a Bachelor of Education degree to be a school teacher. My sister had been a school teacher, and I thought she could walk on water, and I wanted to be just like her. So when I graduated, it was during the Depression. We were among the best educated waiters and waitresses, service station operators that anybody ever knew, because there weren't any jobs. Very like what it's getting to be here. So then I met and married a man named Lou Hull, L-E-W-I-S, and we still didn't have any jobs. But he went up to Oregon, where his dad was, and we lived on a kind of a farm. When we first went there, he had been living in a little one-room bungalow type thing, and cutting wood with his father to sell and make money. And then his father went over to Vancouver, Washington, and Lou and I stayed on the farm until it was about time for me to have my first daughter, and we went over to Vancouver. He came and got us, and we left all the blankets that we had planned to take over to Vancouver. So I had a cousin that had said I could stay with her. And when he didn't have any blankets, he asked if he could, and they said yes, of course. Then my father-in-law cooked up a way that we could get hospitalization for me. We didn't have any money at all. And so he suggested that I go to the Florence Crittenden Home for Unwed Mothers and tell them that my husband had deserted me. Well, the minute I said the word husband, that was out. So they sent me to a man who was running what was called the Ruth Home. Little doctor, not much taller than I, had a port belly almost as big as mine was. This was about a week before I had my first daughter. So he said, now listen, we're going to help you no matter what, so tell us the truth. I told him that was what we had done in order to get hospitalization. So he called up the Salvation Army, and the Salvation Army started asking questions, and he slammed the receiver down. Here's a woman that's just about to pop, and they start asking questions. So his secretary got on, and she did the whole maneuver. There was a woman that had venereal disease, and the Salvation Army Home for Unwed Mothers didn't they didn't take people with venereal disease. So they traded me so I was there for a week with all these young women that were pregnant and no men. There was a black woman that an older man had impregnated. There was a young woman who just didn't think she could get pregnant. She just didn't think she could. And there were all kinds of interesting stories about their lives and how and why they got pregnant.